here we are. This is Sex Love Psychedelics, and I'm your host, Dr. Kat. Bringing you psychosexual conversations that will leave you intellectually turned on and hungry for more.
And so we're talking about psychedelics and, the power of how they can help with our intimacy. But then there's a lot of population who either doesn't want to use psychedelics or, the very real fact that it's illegal in most places of the world. But there's still plants who hold the medicine to support us in the symptoms that might be impacting our sex life. Things like lack of energy or like what you were saying, the hormone challenges and things like that. So let's talk about legal plant medicines and how that can also
Sure.
be useful here.
Sure. I think that's a really good topic because it's also a time where people are starting to turn away from alcohol a little bit
Yeah.
more because I have no issue with alcohol when it comes to, like enjoying the spirit, right? But there's a lot of misuse with alcohol. People use it to just disconnect from their bodies when that's not what we need. We need to be connected to our feelings, feel our feelings. And it also creates, distance between us and others. And what's really interesting is that not only is there this like non-alc movement where there's a ton of non-alcoholic beverages that taste good, but people are creating blends, elixirs, teas, tonics, all sorts of things, right? That are infused with plants that are not only functional adaptogenic, but also psychoactive, not psychedelic, psychoactive, and that are legal. I just hosted a dinner with my friend Joey. It's our Mount Mushmore Higher Elevations dinners. We did one for the Mudwater team last week. And we brought on this team called Good Bar, and they craft the most amazing non-alc elixirs, like infused with all kinds of amazing plants and herbs that you're buzzing when you're,
oh my God, it's
you
true.
feel something. You feel something, and
Yeah.
you're just like, but I'm not drunk, right? Like I'm still tapped in, I'm present, and I'm having a good time, and I feel good. And they could be things that are gonna, like elevate your mood and stimulate you and give you energy, but they could also relax you and mellow you out. So you can choose your vibe, and it's amazing. And I think that that's a great avenue to explore.
Yeah.
So things like Damiana, Kana. I love Kana. I don't know if you're familiar with
Very
Kana,
familiar. Yeah.
I love it so much. South African plant that's been used for centuries by the Khoisan people, used to ground, to alleviate, feelings of anxiety. Mothers would give it to their babies if they had colic. It's very safe. It's not neurotoxic. In large doses, it can feel like a roll from MDMA. Like people even refer to it as nature's MDMA. So I think it's cool that within the realms of recreation and being social, there are other things that we can engage in that give us that feeling of energy and motivation and uplift us so that when we're going out and we want to engage with people, we feel that boost because sometimes we want that. We want that feeling. It's fun, like there's no problem with it, but it's a way more conscious, healthy way to dabble in those experiences. And I also think that it could be really fun when it comes to your relationship or your partnership and romantic love and intimate love. I think there's really fun ways to deepen connection. I can see all kinds of ways that you can have a date night. You can, engage with Kana or Damiana. You could create your own blends, or, you can purchase blends that are created by herbalists, and you can have a whole night around that. You could sit there and drink this awesome elixir and like share about some like fun fantasies or like things you want to try. But you could also just drop in and talk about non-sexual things, right? You could talk about your love, you could talk about your life. And I think there are ways that you can really bond. And that's the root of it. It's feeling bonded to yourself, which is the foundation of being bonded to someone else, or
Yeah.
if you have self-love, then you can give love, you can receive love. And I encourage people to explore some of these legal plants and herbs, because I think it could also kind of bring out something that maybe you can't bring out by yourself, and that's okay. Sometimes
Yeah.
we need that little boost, but there are healthier ways to do it, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Some of the
yeah.
reasons why we don't go into intimacy is, yeah, we're tired, in this really fast-paced world, we're tired. We've got a lot of inflammation. We, and adaptogens helps with the hormones from that perspective. I know, if we're thinking about, yeah, what are some of the blocks? These are very supportive of them. Some of my favorite ones that friends of mine have created. Layla Martin has her mood line, her mood supplement line. It's really good, like really good. I used one, I think it was called Play, and I was like the biggest flirt all night. I mean, I
That's
normally
so
am,
fun.
but it was like I had just gotten
More.
off of the plane. I know. I just gotten off something. I was like, I'm floppy. I don't have any energy. And then I took some and I was like, so, Layla Martin's mood line. Super Mush has a sex gummy that's
It's
really good.
powerful.
It's yeah, yeah.
I told Ali this. One time I ate a lot of her gummies and I had some dreams. And that was not a coincidence. I had some very lucid dreams. Let's just put it that way.
Oh my God, I love that. Yeah. And they also
Yeah.
have a whole line they have a relaxing spray, and they have an energy spray, an immunity spray. And I use all of them often.
Mm-hmm.
They all
Mm-hmm.
work really well. There's might be on one of them right now. And then I think
I
one of
took
my
the sleep gummies yesterday.
Did you?
The
Yeah.
super mush ones. There's also Function, Fungtion. They have a Kana elixir that I really love.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I've had theirs. And I've also had Kai's. So that's Ka with
Ka.
a Ka with
Yeah.
an apostrophe, not apostrophe, what is that? Explanation
Exclamation
point.
mark. Yeah.
And that one is a really good Kana brand in chews and in liquid. And Kana is one of those where it's like the quality of some companies aren't very good, but the potency of these ones are really good. High
Yeah.
recommend. Yeah.
Yeah, there's also one that I love, Kana Extract Co. They have like a powder, so it's concentrated, and you need the tiniest little scoop. 25 milligrams is like the small spoon right under the tongue. You feel that pretty instantaneously.
Wow.
It's really fascinating because it is like a mood boost, but you don't get this like jittery,
Yeah.
hyperactive energy. It has this grounding effect as well, and I think that's what's so amazing about it. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Kana. For
And
people who want to, oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say, and like these, access to these, it reminds us we don't have to blow ourselves out with macro doses
No.
of whatever and escape. We can, I mean, that's fine. You don't know, no judgment here. You can do that too. But it's also reminds us that we can do these, and there's power in subtlety, in subtle changes.
Well, that was fun. Thanks for tuning in, lovers. And if you want to experience more ecstasy and sexual liberation, head over to sexlovepsychedelics.com and learn about how you can join me for any one of my online or live events. And while you're there, grab my free guide on sex and psychedelics. Remember, this podcast is for entertainment and educational purposes only. Please contact your healthcare provider and local law before pursuing any of the products or psychedelics discussed. And one final note here. I make this show specifically for you. If you're loving the show, then be sure to leave me a review in iTunes or Spotify to let me know. Happy to be here and happy to serve. I'll see you next time on Sex Love Psychedelics.